My fear of an early winter market appears to have been unfounded. I'm Tony with Clarkson Santoro, and this is our real estate update for the week of Friday, September 27th. We know that selling or buying a home can be very stressful and confusing. That's why we do these weekly videos so that you can know how the market is impacting your options as a home seller or buyer. And as always, let's start off this week looking at how the market performed. There are now 35 homes active on the market, 9 less or 11 less than last week, with an average asking price of $2,190,000, up from an average asking price last week of $1,989,000. 11 homes went pending this week, which is significantly more than last week, with an average asking price of those pending sales down to $1,833,000, down from the $2,661,000 from last week. And 5 homes sold this week, fewer than last week, with an average asking price still around the same of $1,622,000, up a little bit from the $1,159,000 or $1,590,000 from last week. So now we know how the market performed. Next, we always like to look at the broader trends that help us determine where the market might be heading. Before we look at those trends, if you do find this information helpful, you can hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on future updates. And why not share it with a friend while you're at it? Everyone deserves to be in the know about their local real estate market. Okay, let's look at those broader trends. Starting, as always, with inventory, it dropped back down to well below what we would consider normal inventory levels this week. Well, this is good news after we've had several weeks of increasing inventory. It hasn't significantly affected the market, or affected it evenly for that matter. Higher priced homes are still struggling to get traction, and the average days on market number continues to increase despite the reduction of inventory, because those higher priced homes remain on the market. We still have more than half of the active inventory on the market for more than 30 days. The turnover rate, the nice thing is that with the significant reduction in inventory this week, the turnover rate has rebounded quite a bit. We are still at less than 100% turnover rate, but it's back up to more than 80% of the normal, double what it was last week. The over-under number has finally hit the under range since the beginning of this year. Homes are now closing for about $11,000 under asking, or just about 0.5% below their asking price. That number makes sense to see with the turnover rate down, but it should have fallen to this level several weeks ago. The lower price ranges are still getting multiple offers, keeping that over-under in the over range for the past few weeks. The fact that the lower priced homes are no longer receiving multiple offers or bidding wars is the reason that we're finally seeing this closing price statistic catch up with the other current market trends. The average closing price continues to fall as well, and although it shows a steep decline, actually the chart shows a little less steep because of the range, date range. But although it does show a relatively steep decline, that is a little deceptive. I do believe homes in all price ranges are still are experiencing a small drop in value from the peak of early spring that we saw back here, when our average closing price was nearly $2.3 million. However, that fall off is not as steep as the graph represents. Rather, what we are seeing is that the higher price ranges continue to perform poorly, while the more affordable homes are still performing well enough to push the closing price trend lower. Your $2.3 million house from 6 months ago isn't worth only $1.7 now, but it has probably lost about 0.5% to 1% in value from its peak back here at the beginning of May. The Triple Q Fund continues to recover and perform well after a volatile past couple of months. It improved by about 3.5% this week, continuing its bounce back trend of the past couple of weeks here. The stock market performance and the interest rates this week are likely the cause of the small uptick in real estate market activity that we saw in San Ramon this week. Interest rates continue to hold in that low 6% range. Here we are, right here, that would be the 6% mark. Dropping another basis point this week, which is really insignificant. Interest rates are now down more than a full percentage point since their highest they were in May, this year. Which is interesting because the rates were at their highest when our average sales price was also at its highest. Rates have slowly crept down as home prices have fallen all year since May, almost like they were designed to work that way. I don't think hovering around 6% will cause homes to start moving off the market rapidly, but if they start to get near that 5% range, that could make a significant impact. A few weeks ago, I was a little nervous. The market had packed it in early and was going into its winter hibernation stage already at the beginning of fall. The past 2 weeks of trend lines has disabused me of that fear. It is still slower than normal early fall market, but not nearly at the hibernation market levels we were experiencing a few weeks ago. I think that we will probably see prices level off and settle into a moderate maintenance level heading into the holiday season in a couple of months. If the inventory levels continue to stay low and the interest rates drop a little, we could maybe even see a little price surge right before the start of the slow winter market. I hope this thanks for joining me for this weekly update. I hope it helps you understand how our market is impacting your options. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and ring the notification bell so you can stay informed on how this market continues to move as we head into the fall season. And if you have any questions about how you can navigate the stressful and confusing process of selling or buying a home, leave a comment down below or reach out to us directly. We're here to help guide you every step of the way. Have a safe week. We'll see you next week with a new update.